Leviste.
Morning.
Representative Leviste, welcome back. Now, you have chosen to take on a colleague and actually bigger fish from your first expose. How did you come about, first of all, investigating Representative Guardiola?
Congressman Guardiola has various projects in my district in Batangas and talked to me asking for help for the local government to accept them. And I found they were overpriced and not the specifications that were needed by the project. And he also offered me farm-to-market road projects because apart from DPWH, it seems he has influence on the allocation of budgets of other government agencies as well. And as a new lawmaker, I was frustrated that para makakuha ng pondo ang aking distrito, kailangan kong dumaan sa mga middleman pa tulad niya na ang kasama ay dapat siyang pumili ng contractor. So I am doing this because I have first-hand experience dealing with Congressman Guardiola.
Oo. At I think mahalaga maintindihan to ng audience natin, si Congressman Guardiola ay party list representative. Ibig sabihin nun, ang tanong, bakit siya ang nag-o-offer ng proyekto sa distrito mo at bakit siya ang nagre-rekomenda?
Tama po. At ang ibang mga congressman ay may karanasan din dito. Baka karamihan ng mga kakausapin nyo ay pwedeng magsabi din na talagang maraming mga parking si Congressman Guardiola, pero takot lang ang iba na magsalita o I guess in Congress my tradition na you mind your own business, pero it's in the interest of my district to bring this up kasi una, overpriced nga yung mga roads sa aking distrito at pangalawa, hindi ako makakakuha ng extra budget para sa mga projects ko sa Batangas dahil parang na-corner niya yung budget for road projects in Batangas.
Okay. Explain this, no? You've accused Guardiola of the term is pre-ordering, ha? This is so... I don't know if an ordinary Filipino will understand na pre-order pala ang project. Pre-ordering over 22 billion worth of projects that were eventually awarded to companies connected to him. And you have a document. Can you explain this? So what is pre-ordering projects and what is in these documents?
This is a list of projects of the 2025 NEP from USEC Cabral that was made in August 2024.
Okay.
That ended up being awarded to Congressman Guardiola-linked companies.
Okay. So, siningit to, kumbaga, hindi na to sa BICAM. Sa NEP pa lang pasok na to.
Yes po. At alam naman po natin na may mga insertions kahit sa NEP pa lang at may mga usapan na ang mga contractor para makuha ang mga kontratang yan. But what has eluded us for a long time is the documentary evidence. And I was able to get this from the office of USEC Cabral.
Why did they give it to you?
Actually, ilang beses kong kinausap si USEC Cabral in June after the election. I wrote to them, and then after USEC Cabral tendered her courtesy resignation, on September 4, I went to her office and I'm thankful that they released this to me. And the assumption was that the ICI also had this, but when I visited the ICI, they said that they never got files like this, and they cordoned off the office of USEC Cabral, and when they entered the office of USEC Cabral, wala na yung mga computers. Kaya sa tingin ko, it's of great national interest na makakuha ang ICI ng files ni USEC Cabral kasama po ang mga proponents at dyan makaka-case build up ang ICI at ang Ombudsman para hindi lang ghost projects ang hahabulin natin. Pati na rin yung mga nag-i-insert ng projects na nagbebenta ng mga projects of which Congressman Guardiola is, in Congress, people say, the #1 trader. Basically, he gets an allocation from central office and then...
Pero ang allocation niya from the DPWH,
Yes.
hindi ito from Congress na nakikiusap sa Appropriations Committee Chair, bigyan mo na ako ng ganito. Hindi ganon. Kanya iba yung approach.
Yes, he, in this case, bought wholesale 20+ billion pesos of projects if there was in fact money that exchanged hands. And then...
How did he do that? How do you do that? So you talk to the DPWH?
Well, may usapan sa mga opisyal sa central office. Ang sinasabi niya, si Sec Manny Bonoan ay kanyang ninong at marami din mga regional directors and district engineers na matagal na niyang kaibigan. But onto this list, the importance, I think, is there is a lack of documentary evidence linking projects in the NEP to proponents until I found that Yusek Cabral has a list of projects na may mga nakalagay na pangalan.
Oo, saan yung pangalan dito? Pakituro. Okay.
In this particular list,
ito.
wala yung pangalan ni Congressman Garjola, pero nakalagay dito Senti 20.
Okay, oo.
And kaya ako nagka-interest dito kasi yung 4 road projects sa Tui, Batangas, sa aking distrito, ay nasa Senti 20 list.
Oo.
And then,
And Senti 20 means what?
it's just the internal code name used by Yusek Cabral. But then when I
Okay.
researched the projects on the Senti 20 list,
Oo.
almost all of them were awarded to companies linked to Congressman Garjola. But this was a list made in August 2024, a year before the bidding was done. Kaya ang ibig sabihin, may parang
Collusion.
pre-assignment na pala.
Oo.
Yung rigging of bids is not even done after the budget is done. Bago pa isinalang sa Kamara ang budget, nakalista na kanino mapupunta ang mga proyektong ito.
Okay, ang tanong ko, lahat ba ng contractor sa listahang ito, these are 22 billion worth of projects, are they all companies owned by Guardiola or they could be his friends or sino ang mga contracting companies na to?
Yung Senti 20 po is 20 billion.
Oh.
And meron din po ditong 2+ billion pesos tagged as leadership.
Leadership Fund.
Yeah, as in mismong ginamit ni Cabral as her code name for her list, leadership projects.
Oo, ano yun? What did that mean?
I guess it's self-explanatory sino yung nagsingit, kung sino man yung leadership. Pero yung contractor,
Leadership ng DPWH.
we can ask Yusek Cabral.
Okay.
Again, I don't want to draw a conclusion. I'm just providing the documentary evidence, and I think best for Yusek Cabral or Secretary Bonoan to reply. But the contractor for the 4 Tui road projects in Senti 20 is Redicon Trading, and Congressman Garjola is not named as the owner of Redicon Trading, but I know that he is the owner of the project because kinausap niya
Oo.
ako tungkol sa approval ng local government sa proyektong ito. And the contractor for the 2 Calatagan road projects in the leadership inserted projects are S.Ang Construction, which is named to Congressman Garjola's family. My research is that there are 42 billion pesos in DPWH contracts that are named to the companies of Congressman Garjola's family. But if we use the example of my district, 2/3 of the projects in my district that are linked to him are not under companies on his name.
Yeah.
So if we extrapolate from that, we can say, and other congressmen have also told me the same, he has achieved over 100 billion pesos in DPWH contracts that he has implemented. But those that he has secured the budget for and then sold to other contractors and not implemented himself, we don't know. And that's why I think that there is a basis for what ICI told me,
Yeah.
that he is in fact number 2 after Zaldico and ahead of Diskaya.
Yeah, actually, and I think that was what's shocking in your expose is the second largest contractor almost slipped everybody. You know what I mean? He almost went unnoticed virtually. So, ipaliwanag natin, Representative Leviste. So, ang sinasabi nyo, si Guardiola, kakausapin ang central office ng DPWH or nag-uusap sila at sasabihin niya, itong project gusto ko, or he dictates the project.
Can I share the following?
Sure.
The NEP is submitted to Congress maybe in late June, and it was in early June that I received Viber messages from him with listings of projects from towns all across my district. And he said, ito ay isasubmit ko sa DPWH, and on the same day, my district engineer called my staff and said, may natanggap kaming listahan galing kay Congressman Garjola. They don't hide this fact, and I think that this is how they make the NEP nationwide. These projects that are eventually awarded to Congressman Garjola are, if we just go by my first-hand experience, probably proposed by Congressman Garjola as well.
Oo. So I think it's really important for the audience to get this. Edwin Guardiola is a CWS party list representative. He is not the district representative of your district or any other district in the Philippines, frankly.
Yes, and the projects that are under this DPWH list are from maybe a dozen provinces.
Oo.
And that's how you become the biggest congressman contractor, because there's not enough space in one district to have 100 billion pesos of projects.
Okay, so ang mangyayari is he recommends, the DPWH maybe tells him etong mga proyekto sa distritong ito, they give it to him, and what does he do after that? So let's say it's what you've discovered, 22 billion worth. What does he do? He'll sell it?
Well, in this 22 billion, they were awarded to companies linked to him.
Okay.
So ito yung mga hindi niya nabenta.
Oo.
Pero kung may mga iba na binenta niya, mas malaki pa sa 22 billion yung budget na nakuha niya sa 2025
Oo.
budget.
So ito, yung naiwan sa kanya, hindi niya nabenta to.
Yes.
Now, how are you collating evidence if the ICI itself doesn't have, they don't have hold of these documents? They don't have all the information. How are you going to get evidence?
I'm interested to find out what will happen if people call on Undersecretary Cabral to share what she has. Because if Undersecretary Bernardo is a star witness in the Blue Ribbon Committee hearings, the ICI also told me their belief that Yusek Cabral knows more than Yusek Bernardo. So wherever Yusek Cabral is, if she releases her list, then that would be very enlightening on the DPWH probe.
Oo.
But ICI also told me that they have been requesting the House list of proponents, and the House Appropriations Committee is not releasing the information even to the ICI. Congressman Toby Chanco has been advocating for the House Appropriations Committee to publicly release this.
And until now, wala.
Wala, but I was assuming that the ICI has access to it. But as it turns out, the ICI does not have a list of proponents.
Okay. Now, you are a neophyte congressman. This is your first term. Is it difficult for you, for example, to ask, demand, right, the House to release these documents?
I don't think I will be able to do that.
Yeah.
But I
Because Toby Tiangco
hope
isn't
that
able to do
Congressman
that too.
Chanco will succeed. But that if I can just share, I am thankful actually that I am able to talk about Congressman Guardiola, because the House members have in many cases the same experience,
Yeah.
just aren't talking about it, but that this happens to be a point on which many people agree.
Okay.
And I am hopeful that for Congress to gain credibility on the anti-corruption campaign, that the fact that we are able to go after Congressman Guardiola, or at least investigate his projects, without, of course, reaching conclusions until an investigation is done, is, I think, a sign that we are serious about the anti-corruption campaign.
But then, with your expose, it seems to me, the ICI, or if the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee takes this on, they need to call, or they need a whistleblower from the DPWH. Because it would be the DPWH that would know, right?
Yes, so...
Why don't you think did Bernardo mention this guy?
No, because the files are with Yusek Cabral.
Oo.
And the information for a area is given to the regional director or the district engineer. So I think they could also be called upon. But I think until there is a legal pressure on DPWH officials, they won't tell all. Nagkataon na we are able to get a gold mine of evidence in the Bulacan 1st District Engineering Office.
Yeah.
But there's no Bulacan on this list.
Yes,
And
yes,
I
yes.
think if we could only subpoena this information from the district engineering offices in the whole country, I could also share, maybe one day we'll also be able to discuss the following. I was able to also find documents from the district engineer of the 1st District of Batangas. Actually, which he provided to us, where he listed projects that were for bidding, and then next to the projects,